Don't let political apologists tell you that it's inappropriate to criticize either the insane official response during and after the Maui wildfires or the command and control bureaucratic assumption of property and power, literal and figurative, that actually led to the still unfolding horror. These are stunning revelations, and they keep mounting, and they keep providing us with key long-term lessons. So let's expose them. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRCTV. And yes, this is incredibly troubling, and it just seems to be getting worse with every new revelation. Already, reports confirm that Maui's communistic natural resources water controller, M. Kaleo Manuel, wouldn't permit increased use of water to fight the rapidly spreading flames. A hint that the very concept of a government-formed natural resources director is perhaps a pretty bad idea, negating the crucial fact that only individuals can define what is resourceful to them and apply a price to it in free market trade. Reports also confirm that the auditory emergency siren system was shut off, and instead the government relied on an online cell phone-based warning system that not only wouldn't function if the power grid went down, as it did, but also would not be generally alarming for people who might not be online at the start. Reports also confirm that police blocked avenues of escape, and that after the fires, government-run so-called emergency management not only wasn't providing assistance, but just as occurred in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina, the so-called official channels blocked private aid from helping those in need. And now, as Maui mayor of the county, Richard Bisson, flippantly dismisses pointed questions at public appearances, then abruptly ends the meetings, independent parties are uncovering more damning information about not only the seemingly inhuman way the government is dealing with residents and reporters, but also the government's setups and ideologies that more and more appear to have been the triggers for the tragedy. Hawaii News Now reports that the centralized government power grid went haywire just before the fires were seen. Quote, while the official cause of the Lahaina fire has not yet been determined, the focus appears to be centering around Hawaii's largest power utility. Now, an independent company has come forward with new information it says reveals dozens of power grid malfunctions, adding those equipment failures likely sparked multiple fires. The data was collected by a network of smart sensors called Ting. Ting being a product of HSB Applied Technology Solutions and Whisker Labs to, as they say, detect very early indicators of electrical fires, helping to prevent them before they start. Many pro-liberty commentators have been critical of the concept of government-run power grids and government claiming to own and manage land, which of course was mismanaged land left as fuel waiting for sparks from the government-run power lines, as has been shown prior to the wildfires there in Maui, in places like California and in Oregon. And now it appears that we've been given even more evidence about these noxious and immoral political practices. In part, this is revealed by the fact that Ting not only shows a widespread system malfunction that supports local accusations and a lawsuit against the Maui power monopoly for causing the fire, Ting became more widely used in Maui as its centralized power authority pushed to get people onto so-called smart meters. The move goes back at least 8 years to when the entire state government of Hawaii pushed its creeping green agenda, and with, in part, a policy called Jumpstart Maui, something that tech provider Hitachi outlined at the time in a saccharine collectivist video and in text. Quote, "The goal of Jumpstart Maui is to demonstrate smart grid technologies that will enable the efficient use of renewable energy and will contribute to the implementation of a low-carbon social infrastructure system in island regions. The demonstration site has been designed to respond to rapidly changing demands in the renewable energy market through the use of electric vehicles, EV, and other innovative technologies." That term, innovative, having no direct connection to useful, productive, or safe, all of which are qualities that have to be defined by individuals in the market, not bureaucrats, politicians, and the corporations they favor. But of course, why change course? After all, the government doesn't have to worry about liability the way that private parties have to. According to Hawaiian News Now, the Ting technology shows a dark pattern indicating that the government-granted electric power monopoly screwed up by not handling lands and power lines properly, and that something went wrong within the power grid itself. Quote, "On August 7th at 10:47 p.m., surveillance video captured an explosion outside the Maui Bird Conservation Center located in upcountry Maui off Olindo Road. Minutes later, flames were recorded burning in the tree line. If you look at the Ting data, all the sensors in that area, 10 sensors, measured at that very instant a sharp drop in voltage. That is the actual fault occurring on the electrical grid," Ting CEO Bob Marshall said. "A fault is defined as an abnormal electric current caused by some sort of equipment failure. Examples include a transformer exploding, a fallen power line, or when two lines touch." Eyewitnesses describe similar problems due to the power system. Just looking at the sensors at Lahaina, there were 34 faults measured between the 11 o'clock Monday nighttime frame and the 5 a.m. time period when they went offline. And those were increasing in frequency and severity, Marshall said. Around the same time Ting data indicated that power outage, a Lahaina man captured video of a down power line outside his home after he says he was awoken by howling winds.
I hear a pop coming from across the street. As soon as I hear the pop, all I heard is like electrical, like bzzz, going on the ground there. Look, there's the power line right there.
Even as one faces the stark shocks of the immediate government errors, the years of acted upon collectivist ideology rear up to confront us. Don't allow politicians and pop media sycophants of this climate cult, social, environmental governance, World Economic Forum collectivist scandal direct attention away from their ideology put into practice. Don't let them escape from the fact that Maui long ago embarked on its collectivist smart city, so-called 15-minute city plans, and that leftist Hawaii overall adopted its 2030 Sustainable Development Plan in alignment with those collectivist schemes of people like Joe Biden, Klaus Schwab, and the WEF. Don't let them escape the fact that Hawaii was named as one of the WEF's models to, quote, run entirely on clean energy. Clean, of course, being the collectivist euphemism for electric power generated by expensive, unreliable, dangerous, and carbon-needing wind and solar run through power lines that the government controls, and which, as we've seen, typically are stretched over government-claimed lands that the bureaucrats have no incentive to husband properly. And do not allow them to escape the fact that in 2021, Hawaii announced that it was going to finalize the closure of its last coal-based power plant to see the state power focused on, get this, a giant battery that will have to be energized by the burning of diesel fuel. Hey, thank you for watching, everybody. Boy, this is just such a troubling story. Our prayers go out to everybody so tough. Thank you very much for spreading the word also. If you get the opportunity, please visit mrctv.org and find out what the whole team is doing there. And while you're there, of course, you can visit the MRC Store. You can donate to the Media Research Center in its 36th year of fighting this insane leftist propaganda. You can find our videos on YouTube, of course, where they often are censored. Or if you don't like censorship, head on over to Rumble, where they are very welcoming of all our videos. And of course, we'd love your thumbs up and your subscription and your sharing of the videos as well. You can find us on TikTok and on Instagram and on Facebook and on Twitter. And on Twitter, I'm at Gard Goldsmith, and on Gab, I am at Gardner Goldsmith. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.